and welcome to the Game of Miles podcast, where I forgot what the freaking
Game of Inches. It turned into Game of Miles.
Yes, thank you, Posh.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a rough start. You know, this is a practice round. This is training camp over here for the Game of Miles podcast, and
we've upgraded.
We have upgraded, and you guys might see that we have an extra member of the Game of Miles podcast, Mr. Luke Williams.
Woo! Yeah, nobody else knows
Executive
how to run
producer.
all of the stuff.
Exactly.
Luke Williams.
We've
When you
hired
have
an
all-
executive producer for no money.
Yep. When you have all the gear and a degree you don't use, you got to find something to do with it. So here we are.
Exactly. And nothing better than being a degenerate gambler over in Kansas and talking about football with all your equipment.
Perfect.
Yeah. We might have to pawn some of it for to pay some debts.
Hey, if
Not
we
at the
don't
rate I'm going.
if we don't hit our parlays,
I don't
yeah.
have to pay league dues for a while, so I'm good.
Oh, that's
too.
true.
That's true.
Yeah, someone said 2031 was the year, and that
Correct.
just
That
I mean,
is
Kyle's going to be dead by 5 years at that point.
Poor guy.
Kyle won't see. He won't see that bet paid off.
All right.
Exactly.
So do we want to hop right into keepers? What do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, so I think the best thing we can do before the draft, which is in 2 hours, is talk about some keeper rankings
Yeah.
and kind of set the
Agree.
stage for the season.
Well, let's hear what you got, and we'll argue as we go.
All right. So I'll preface with saying I made this list earlier. We've kind of debated this a little bit before we got on the air, but this is my rankings, and these guys are going to tear it apart. So, of course, with anybody's rankings, they're going to put themselves number one. Jonathan Taylor, best keeper in the league right
It's
now.
kind of actually. It's hard to argue.
I think
that.
that's fair. That's a fair number
I
one.
would say I could argue for Henry if he hadn't been coming off of an injury, but that drops him quite a bit in my mind. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you got the healthiest, best running back from last year. Yeah.
and they acquired Matt Ryan, who is not going to take away any of his carries this year.
I didn't even know that. So, well, I do now. I didn't remember it, but yeah, you're right. He's gonna
Classic.
bell cow.
Yeah. So number one, number two, we have Kyle with CMC. Well, I should say, we think he's going to be on Kyle's team.
Yeah.
Maybe a trade coming in the
You
next few
never know.
hours.
Yeah, Kyle bending the rules as usual. As I told him, his reign was over of making the rules point towards him. So, but we're gonna let it slide this year.
Yeah.
CMC,
And he could be a number one in a lot of leagues, but with the injuries, obviously,
Yeah,
it's hard to do.
bet on. He
So-
could be league winner or league loser.
Yep.
Those are his two options. There's no in between.
And it would not make me any happier for Kyle to trade away a league winner before the season starts.
Would this be his third year in a row if he got hurt?
Yeah.
Getting
Yeah, I
hurt?
think it's 3 in a row.
I don't know. It might be the end of CMC if he goes down again.
Could be. All right, number three. I can't read this far, guys. Come on. We got Posh with
yeah.
Najee Harris.
I love Najee Harris. Complete bell cow, dink and dunk guy. Rookie year last year was stellar, so I'm excited for
And
this
they
year.
they just announced like a little bit ago that Trubisky is going to be the starter, so you're fine. Like,
Well,
Yeah, he's not chucking
I know,
it down
but
the field.
there's nothing worse than being on the goal line and they bring in someone else, to punch it in, but they leave Najee in for that.
Well, who do they have behind him?
I couldn't even tell you.
Exactly. I mean, it's not going to happen very often if it
Couldn't even tell
happens.
you.
yeah.
So I think that's great. I think those top three are pretty solid. And rounding out, really the top four that is probably not up for debate, but Willie with Henry. And again, he would be higher, but coming off the ACL injury.
I'm okay with
so.
that. I could also try to argue that he should be maybe above those guys because a couple of other people, not Taylor for sure, but he could be above Najee just because of like his role of being a bell cow. But I don't know that might not happen until later in the season as long as he stays healthy because again he's coming off an injury, so it's hard to tell.
And he's got the power of the braid. So that's where it comes from.
That thing probably weighs 25 pounds. That's why it's so strong.
Yeah. He's always lifting
Henry's
weights.
like CMC. He could win you the league.
Yeah.
He is the best running back.
Major injury, right?
Right. Yeah. He's the best running back in the league when healthy. So he's top four easy.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think those are pretty solid. Moving on, again, maybe not going to be on his team, but we have Scott with Barkley. I think he's poised to have a big year off of his injury. What do you think? Are you guys as on Barkley as I am?
He's in the same category as CMC for me.
He's always scary.
Like he just keeps getting hurt. He hasn't played in like 2 years.
I agree.
Well.
I agree, but he's on a bad Giants team. Everything I hear in training camp, which I take that for what it
Grain
is.
of salt.
Okay. I agree with that, but I think he's another guy that could win you the league, win healthy, and he's going to get the work. We were talking earlier.
You're not wrong.
We were talking earlier. There's probably half of the league has an opportunity to get a true bell cow running back.
Yeah.
A lot of other guys
Maybe
are
not
in.
even half.
Yeah, a lot of other guys are in running back by committee, or they're just not getting the workload. We'll talk about some of those here in a bit, but Barkley will get the work.
Yeah, the problem with that is I feel like he, like everybody just plays like eight in the, like he
True.
can't get a lot. He hasn't been getting a lot done because they have nobody else to do anything with. Their receivers suck. Like they can't.
Yeah, was it the Giants last year that didn't have like a receiving touchdown?
No, they did. Well,
Kenny Galladay didn't.
Kenny Galladay didn't after they traded.
Poor Kenny.
And then there
Kadarius
was,
Toney.
Like the first round pick Toney,
Didn't
who
or
didn't
something,
have
so,
one.
like,
yeah, maybe.
Just horrible
Yeah.
passing game. So I'm with you. And again, these are my rankings, so I could see the argument to make him lower. But this is my kind of projection rankings. I think he's going to end up being in that top 5.
Yeah.
So
At some point, you would have to take him anyways because he's going to get the work.
right. And there's a lot of running backs up here. We're going to, after Barkley, we got Chubb. This is kind of where we start going into maybe
tough zone,
a little bit of running back by committee. I mean, he's the clear RB1, but Kareem Hunt gets a lot of work. And they got
Yes.
Deshaun Watson coming in the back half of the
Who can
season who
run.
can run.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be. Chubb's obviously the clear number
whose
one,
is
but
that?
Kamara or not Kamara? What's his name? Kareem Hunt.
Trying to trade him before Deshaun
Yeah.
gets there because then maybe like he might try to trade him off like a week or two before Deshaun comes back because
He knows
he's
his
not gonna
production's
get-
going to go down. Yeah.
Yeah, and Deshaun will just run. His accuracy is.
I was going to say that maybe it could be a good trade for Adam, but he's too big of a name for Adam. We need more of a Kenyon Drake type.
Poor Fathom. He just-
We're going to get to Fathom in a
Yeah,
second.
we
Let's
got
just pause here. So we're going to keep the running back train going. I'm a little more bullish on this. I was looking at the stats in full point PPR. I know we do half point, but Leonard Fournette for Lang finished RB6 last year.
Yeah.
He's playing for a Tampa Bay offense that Tom Brady's not getting any younger.
Nope.
They got some banged up wide receivers in Godwin. I know Mike Evans is still there. They got Julio Jones, but I really think they're going to run the ball and try to
Evans
set the
is gonna have
tone.
Injury at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, they'll run the ball a lot.
And
you know
so,
he'll get all
no
the-
Ronald Jones
Yeah.
Nope.
there
Is that the
anymore. I'm
Chiefs?
sure
Yeah.
they have some formidable backup, but I don't know who it is off the top of my head.
I don't either, but I don't see that backup getting the goal line carries. Like,
Exactly.
Fournette is that guy who's going to get the goal line carries.
yes.
And a number one key for this point of him being high for me, no Gronk, at least to start the year. So what does Tom Brady do in the red zone? He either throws it to Gronk
Or chucks it down.
or maybe Mike Evans, like if they're a little far out, but they punch it in. They run the ball.
They're hard-nosed football.
He learned the hard way or the easy way, I guess, in the Super Bowl. He
Yeah.
learned from Russ.
Yep.
They
Hand
never
the ball
did
off.
coach
Hand it off.
Also, right? Bucks?
Byron Leftwich is the head coach, I believe. And
So, I mean, that could. We don't know how that's going to go either.
true.
So.
Yeah, what did Bruce Arians? Is he in the front
And he's
office?
an offensive. He's a quarterback, so
Brady
he's an
should
offensive first
get his
guy.
ass
I
out
think
of
Brian
That's right,
Leftwich.
yeah.
He'll know what to do.
Yeah. He was their offensive coordinator
Yeah,
before that.
he's been around Tom enough, so he's got everything dialed up.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's who Tom wanted. I'm assuming that's
Yeah.
why he's there. So.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So I put Fournette there. Next, we got Harmon with Kamara. Kamara, solid. We don't know what the Saints are going to be this year. And Kamara has just declined every single year. So he lands on the bottom half of the list for me. Still a good pass catching running back, though.
No
Jameis
Drew.
Winston still there?
He's the starter.
He's the starter.
There's
No
a lot
Drew.
of talk of Jameis for MVP this year. What do you think?
Oh, you know what?
No.
He's lovable. He's lovable though.
He is lovable. He got LASIK.
He got LASIK, so he's a new man.
Yeah.
But
Until he loses the job to
I
Taysom
would
Hill.
love.
Yeah.
You're forgetting guys like Pat Mahomes
Right.
and Josh
Josh Allen and
just-
Herbert.
you're forgetting most of the AFC West.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
True.
So, hey, I'm not on the train. I'm just saying
yeah,
it's
I'd
there.
like
That's just the buzz. That's
Yeah.
just the buzz.
Yeah. So, Kamara, I do love him with all my heart. 6 touchdowns in the Squid Bowl 2 years ago to push to
Yeah.
that beer mile.
That
And like you said, that was his last hoorah.
Last
Yeah,
last
that was
hurrah.
epic.
Yeah. So if he
Yeah.
wears his Christmas shoes every week,
That
then he'd be good.
that's what's did it for him. That was the worst Christmas of my my life. It really
All
was.
right. I know that there's a couple people saying like I should be higher, but I'm still going to put Spencer with Mark Andrews here. I think that the weight of tight ends.
I don't know about that.
Okay. So,
fine.
well, no, here, let me do this. I put Andrews at number 9 with Spencer. I put Grant with Diggs at number 10. Do you think either one of those should be higher? Are you saying Diggs?
I don't think so.
I
Not
think-
Diggs.
I think the bottom 2 are pretty solid bottom 2.
The running backs, I would say Diggs could maybe go up a couple spots. I think he should be above Andrews.
Maybe above Andrews and above Kamara.
maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's as high as I would go, though.
But other
Okay.
than that, I think it's solid.
All right, let's officially do it. Let's put Diggs at number 8, Kamara at number 9, and then Andrews at number 10. I mean, it's still a tight end, so
Yep.
he's not going to be a top half keeper. But
No.
I like the move. I mean, especially looking at Spencer's roster, it's a good move.
Yeah,
Tight ends are a
of
premium.
keeping him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He red zone guy. Mark Andrews is. So
And I-
Lamar got Lam-
It's such a tough position.
I know.
But, like, it's not the worst idea in the world to keep an elite tight end that's basically a 1,000-yard wide receiver and good for 6 or 7 touchdowns a year.
And how valuable is it for a fantasy roster to put a tight end in that spot and not have to worry about it every week?
Yeah.
As somebody who
Oh, yeah.
has not drafted high tight ends,
Amen.
it
Zero
sucks.
stress.
It sucks so bad. They always get hurt. You're
streaming 'em
scraping
or-
the bottom of
yep.
the barrel. So
Well,
not bad.
Maybe this guy will get a couple catches today. I
Right.
don't know.
You're banking on a touchdown.
Yeah, you are.
You're banking on like you picking up a Logan Thomas for 20 yards and a touchdown, and you get 8 points or
Yeah,
something.
3 receptions.
Yeah, exactly. So
agree.
I like it personally, but I get the point
Yeah.
of moving him lower.
I think just like consistency wise, it's much
Yeah.
tougher to keep that over like the running backs that he's gonna have and receivers.
Agreed. And not to give any of my.
Also,
Go
I get
ahead.
that he didn't really have much of another option either.
Right. Right. Yeah. All right. So the bottom 2, I went.
Talk about Diggs or not?
We just moved.
I mean, Diggs, we moved him up. I agree. I mean,
He's just been consistent.
he's been consistent. I think that they've had some other options in Buffalo that Gabe Davis emergence. Josh Allen takes away a lot of points. He throws the ball, but he runs the ball a lot. So, and then I don't know. I'm not as high on Diggs.
I get
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's been.
who are the
he can't
running
hit or
backs
miss.
in Bob? You know who the running
They
backs
have like
are?
this James Cook, which is new, and then like David Singletary.
David
They drafted
Singletary.
somebody,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, some Cook.
They've been looking for a running back for like 6 years.
You don't really need one though. You know.
No, they got Josh Allen. Josh
Yeah.
Allen's the best running back.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, Diggs is great. He could easily be a top 10 receiver, but that's just, I was low on him. Bottom 2, round this out. Aaron Jones
Rich.
with Rich. Aaron
RB
Jones is
by
great, but A.J. Dillon,
He's losing a lot to Dylan.
The thighs, yeah.
we don't know what the Packers' offense is going to be, especially without Devontae Adams.
Could be a good thing for Jones.
Yeah,
It definitely could.
be.
A pass catching
he
back.
winds up as a receiver.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe they put him out in like a slot and, put Dillon in the
Yep.
backfield. I don't
Yep.
know.
Little two-headed
I do
monster.
trust Matt LaFleur with
Oh,
an
yeah.
offense
But
of a
the
running
Dylan
back.
thing knocks him down so far because
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah, because Aaron Jones used to be scary too, like Kamara.
like he gets less carries than Chubb's gonna get.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
So it's just tough.
Yeah, you feel like they've never fully utilized him. I mean, the free Aaron Jones movement is there for a reason.
That's right. Yeah, bring him to KC.
Yeah, we got
No,
too
we got
many.
Pacheco. We're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then,
Oh,
man.
boy.
The easiest decision of the night.
This is the whole reason we did this right here.
we
Yeah.
could have been talking about, in the
Chase would've
top
been
5.
mid tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been.
I could have put him above some injury-prone, Barkley or whatever.
Yep.
But we're looking at Allen Robinson, and what did we say earlier before we got on here?
How
That-
this is somehow going to work out for Fathom.
exactly.
This Robinson's going to go to the moon now that Fathom.
He will take over like Cooper Kupp's number 1
Yep.
wide receiver in the
He's
league.
gonna have 1,500
Yep.
yards this year.
And
Fathom.
Chase will tear his ACL week 1.
Yep.
And it will work out. But
Adam's a special person, and he'll make it work somehow. I don't know how he does it, but he always does.
I
so,
don't know. I mean, we just let Adam be Adam. He's never been Squid, besides maybe the first year technically, but never been Squid, and he's done a lot better than a lot of us on this couch lately. So I will not question the madness.
For the last 2 years, he's been really good at fantasy football. So, I always root for Adam every year. He is in my division this year, so that's going to have to end. But
he's in your division as of right now. We will get to that and when everybody gets here in a second. But
yeah, we'll talk about that.
Antifa's on their way. Anyway, So anyway, as far as the rankings go, I think it's a consensus, clear-cut number 12 for Robinson.
That's the most agreeable.
And I didn't even notice he kept him over Jamar Chase until Kyle said something about 3 hours ago.
I didn't realize that Jamar Chase was on his team before.
Jamar Chase had a breakout year last year. So.
Yeah.
He could have a sophomore slump, though, too. So you never know.
He can't catch.
So we got free Aaron Jones and Allen Robinson to the moon. Those are the two movements this year.
That's right. And it may work out. Rich knows what he's doing, too. So either way. All right. Oh, we got some of you guys
so we're
here.
Have to wrap it up. I do want to announce, Grant, next week on the podcast, I will give you an opportunity to win your money back. So you can shut up. You will have 1 day to make your decision on it, and then we'll be live.
And for the record, Blake and I, as co-podcast people with Willie, we don't even know what it is. So we're excited to hear about it, too.
Hey, maybe throw him a bachelor party and you might just get relieved of it. I don't know. But either way.
People don't forget.
All right. That is it for the Game of Miles podcast. We look forward to the draft. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to another successful year. Thank you, Willie. Thank you, Posh. Looking forward to it.
See you guys next week.
We're out.
Cut.